Part 1, The Rumor Dash. Description: For 20 years, Jonah Mercer has lived as Black Hollow's most hated man, a reputation built on whispers instead of proof. When a body is discovered near the abandoned Greystone mine, Jonah is forced into an uneasy partnership with Keller Mercer, the childhood friend turned bitter rival he blames for destroying his life. As old wounds reopen and long-buried memories resurface, the two men descend into the darkness of the mine, unaware that someone has been waiting for them. The deeper they go, the more they realize the deadliest thing in Black Hollow isn't the mountain, it's the lies people chose to believe. Ashes Know Your Name, Part 1, The rumor reached Jonah before sunrise. They say Keller Mercer finally came back. The voice drifted through the cracked window of May's Diner where old men gathered every morning to trade lies disguised as memories. Jonah sat alone in the last booth, nursing coffee that had long gone cold. Thought he'd never show his face after what happened. He ain't got no shame. They say killers don't. Jonah kept staring into his cup. Funny thing about rumors. Nobody ever asks if they're tired. After 12 years, he'd grown used to strangers looking twice before locking their car doors. Mothers tugged children closer when he walked past. Employers found reasons not to hire him. Even dogs seemed to bark longer around him. The town of Black Hollow had already decided who Jonah Mercer was. It didn't matter that no jury ever convicted him. It didn't matter that no evidence proved he'd killed anyone. The rumor had done what the law couldn't. It became truth. The first time Jonah saw Keller again, it almost ended in blood. The sheriff's office was crowded after another body turned up near the abandoned Greystone mine. Deputies rushed in every direction while reporters circled outside like vultures. Then the front doors swung open. Keller Mercer stepped inside. 6'3". Broad shoulders wrapped inside a weathered brown jacket. Dark hair trimmed short now, streaked with gray at the temples that hadn't been there 12 years ago. A faded scar stretched from beneath his right ear to his collarbone, a souvenir from another life. He walked with the confidence of someone who expected everyone to hate him anyway. Their eyes met. Neither moved. The room grew impossibly quiet. Someone whispered, "Well, shit." Jonah crossed the room before anyone could stop him. "You got some damn nerve coming back." Keller's jaw tightened. "I didn't come back for you." The punch landed before another word could leave his mouth. Keller staggered, wiped blood from his lip, then drove Jonah into a filing cabinet hard enough to send paperwork raining onto the floor. Deputies rushed between them. Sheriff Nora Bennett shouted loud enough to silence everyone. "That's enough." Neither man looked away from the other. Not for a second. People remembered the fight. Very few remembered how it started. 20 years earlier. Jonah was 11. Keller was 12. Best friends. Until the fire. The Mercer family barn had gone up like a torch against the midnight sky. Jonah remembered screaming for his little sister, Ellie, while neighbors formed a bucket line that couldn't beat the flames. Keller had dragged Jonah outside. Ellie never came out. By morning, someone started talking. They say Keller knocked over the lantern. Another voice answered. No. They say Jonah locked Ellie inside. No one knew who spoke first. The rumors spread faster than the fire ever had. Within weeks, the boys who once shared baseball gloves crossed the street to avoid each other. Within months, they hated each other. Within years, they blamed each other. Sheriff Bennett slammed a case file onto the conference table. "You two done acting like damn children?" Neither answered. The dead man was carrying this. She tossed an old silver pocket watch across the table. Jonah froze. It belonged to his father, who'd been buried with it 12 years ago. Keller noticed. "So either someone dug up your old man, or someone wants me to think they did," Jonah finished. Nora nodded. The victim also had a map of Greystone Mine. Silence. Then. You boys know those tunnels better than anyone. Jonah laughed once. Cold. Humorless. You've gotta be kidding. No. I'm not working with him. You don't have a choice. Keller folded his arms. I don't need a partner. Nora leaned forward. The FBI already thinks this town's covering something up. She looked directly at Jonah. And considering everyone still thinks you're a murderer. Then at Keller. And everyone thinks you started that fire. She let the sentence hang. I need the only two men stubborn enough to survive those tunnels. Jonah stood. Find somebody else. You know I can't. Keller sighed. This is bullshit. Nora nodded. Probably. She slid photographs across the table. 3 more missing people. All connected to Greystone Mine. All vanished over the last 6 months. Then came the photograph that made Jonah's stomach drop. A little girl. 8 years old. Freckles. Missing since Tuesday. The same smile Ellie used to wear. He sat back down. Keller noticed. So you'll do it? Jonah didn't answer. Instead, he stared at the child's picture until the room blurred. They entered Greystone Mine just after sunset. The mountain swallowed light. Cold air rolled from the entrance carrying the smell of wet stone and rust. Jonah switched on his flashlight. I'll take the left. Keller grabbed his shoulder. No. Jonah shoved him away. Don't touch me. You'll get yourself killed. I've survived worse. Barely. Their flashlights cut through decades of darkness. Old mining carts sat rusting where men abandoned them generations ago. Water dripped steadily somewhere deep inside the mountain. Neither man noticed they were being watched. Far above. A pair of eyes disappeared into the darkness. An hour later they found the first clue. Not a body. Not blood. A child's red sneaker. Still clean. As if it had been placed there moments earlier. Jonah knelt beside it. His chest tightened. She's alive. Keller looked around. No. What? This is bait. The lights went out. Both flashlights. At the exact same second. Darkness swallowed them whole. Then. A child's voice echoed somewhere ahead. Help me. Jonah took one step forward. Keller grabbed his arm. Don't. She's alive. No. How the hell do you know? Keller's voice was barely above a whisper. Because. He swallowed hard. That's exactly what I heard the night your sister died. And somewhere deeper in the mine. Someone laughed. Not loud. Not long. Just enough for both men to realize. They were no longer alone. End of part 1.